Can you explain that idea? How did you come to realize that unity is something that they intentionally don't want us to have?
No, because if you see the history of India, if you know Muslims, then they ruled India for about 800 years.
Right.
India was the most powerful country in the world at that time. If you see from the 15th, 16th century. And in the 16th century, when Aurangzeb was the ruler, India had 25% GDP of the full world, more powerful than America in terms of money.
Which year?
16th century.
Okay.
16th, 17th century, 1630. At the time of Akbar and Aurangzeb, India was the highest. So 25% of the full world GDP was from India.
From spices, right?
Spices or other, many things, you know? Gold and jewels and everything.
And then the British
and then the
colonies
Britishers
stole it all.
came, they came to do business as a businessman, and they cheated, and they had their own army, and they ruled, and they brought a division between the Muslims. So at the fault of Muslims also, they were divided, and they started, you know, bribing the people, and that's how the division came. And previously in India, Hindu-Muslims were very united. Even at the time of Mughals, there was no division between religion. So Aurangzeb and Akbar had Hindus who were the army general, and Shivaji had Muslims who were the army general. You know, so it was common. There was no fight. There was political fight between the kings, but not because of religion. So when the Britishers came everywhere in the world, they divided and they ruled. So then they took all the wealth of India, sent it to UK, and they started taxing, and all that's how, you know. And the GDP of India completely went down. You know, no. After they left, then again India is down. So in that terms, India was a very powerful country. So then we realize everywhere the major problem that the Muslims are facing now is because of disunity, number one. And of course, number one is going away from Quran and Sunnah. If you see history, from the 8th to the 12th century, the Europeans called it the Dark Ages. Dark Ages means the world was backward, they used to say.
Right.
But for Islam, it was a golden age.
Yeah.
From the 8th to the 12th century, the amount of advances that the world made in science because of Muslims is phenomenal.
Algebra,
Physics, trigonometry, chemistry, you name it. Father of chemistry, the Muslim.
Right.
Majab ibn Hayyan, trigonometry, Al-Biruni, Avicenna, you name it there. So if you had to learn, if you had to be a scientist, you had to learn Arabic, compulsory. And Baghdad was called the House of Wisdom, Baitul Hikmah. It was the biggest library in the world. So all the resources of research was in India. Was in land of the Muslims, Baghdad.
In Baghdad,
Baghdad,
Iraq.
Baghdad, yes. Oh, India came later on. India Muslims came later on.
Right.
So that time we had the Khilafat and we had the Muslims in India. That's the Mughal. So both put together, economically India was strong. Military, the Khilafat was strong. So both put together, we were like untouched. Like no one couldn't get it. Then they brought all this fitna, and then they brought division. Then the Muslims started fighting among themselves, and some of them deviated from the Quran. They started going after luxury, after alcohol. So that's how you found the downfall of the Muslim caliphate. And then the Britishers, they came and they brought a division between the Muslims in the Middle East, and you know what's happened. All this happened because of that.
So can you be our next caliphate?
Sorry? Caliph?
Yes.
No. I'm not fit for that.
Oh.
For that, you require a more qualified person. But of course, we can always pray and ask people to. But the Quran says that, inshallah, before the end of the world, the caliphate will come back.
The Mahdi.
Mahdi will come, of course, inshallah. He'll come, and then, of course, the Khilafat also will come. So we're waiting for that time. So